Welcome back to Grant and Marissa. Today, we're continuing our Munich adventure with more Christmas markets, the best Schnitzel in town, and the Tollwood Winter Festival. Let's go.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're in Munich today, our final full day in Munich. Another fun day planned. We are once again going to do primarily Christmas markets, but there's other stuff we're going to be doing. So this morning we're going to go back to Marienplatz. We're going to sort of wander around where we were last night, hopefully being a little quieter.
Because it was crazy last night.
So just sort of wander around there a bit this morning up until maybe do a little bit of shopping and stuff like that. But we're then going to a place for lunch today at around midday called Andy's Krablergarten.
You looked it up, not me.
Which is a place that specializes in like Schnitzel, Wiener Schnitzel, things like that. So massive portions, and it's just got some good reviews online.
Yeah,
so.
Grant woke up from like jet lag at like 1 a.m. and started researching Schnitzel places. I don't know. I don't understand, but here we are.
We haven't had good Schnitzel yet, so like that's one thing we haven't had.
Like a proper breaded Schnitzel.
Yeah, breaded sort of one. So, and then after that, we're planning to go to the area that is where Oktoberfest is.
Weizen.
Yeah, and so that is like a sort of a permanent kind of like festival ground.
Yeah.
And they have their own Christmas market, like winter festival there right now. So we might as well head. That's where we met in Oktoberfest. So we're like, let's go back to the scene of the crime where we met each other. Another fun day planned.
Now, lots of Christmas markets, lots more mulled wine, I hope.
Yeah.
Some yarn shopping. It's going to be a good
Still
day.
a little gloomy outside, but I don't think it's going to be raining as much as yesterday. So fingers crossed. But yeah, we're about to head out. Okay, we've made it to Marienplatz on the train after. We were waiting at least 25 minutes for a train. Yesterday was like this as well. I don't know. They seem to be very unreliable, at least in the morning.
Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of funny.
The Germans are very efficient, but it seems like their S-Bahn subway is a bit...
Not the best.
It's because it doesn't even like tell you the time it's meant to come, and it's just like you're just waiting and you don't know how long it's going to be.
At some point, there will be a train and you just got to pray.
Oh well. Anyway, Oh, this is much more quiet this morning.
This is lovely this morning.
Yeah.
Nice crisp
Chilly.
air.
Yeah.
Are your legs cold?
A little bit.
Grant made the bold choice because under our pants the last few days we've had like thermal leggings on, and Grant made the extremely bold decision to not do that today.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how Grant does.
So my legs are a little bit more chilly today.
Yeah. No, this is quite pleasant in the morning.
Yeah.
This is much more Marissa's speed.
So this is where we were last night when it was jammed with people, but
like
now
you could not move through this, and now seeing in the daylight how spread out everything is, it's kind of astonishing.
It's weird. In some ways it feels smaller, and then other ways it seems like there's more open space.
Yeah,
so
it just makes you realize how many hundreds and hundreds of people were packed into this tiny little space. Mm-hmm. Because you could not move through here at all.
But yeah, so definitely if you want to come and experience these markets much more quiet like this, come at 10 in the morning when it opens.
I think it's worth going at night because there's a certain magic to it.
There is.
But if you actually want to...
If you want to slowly explore it and
And especially if you want to do like souvenir shopping, I think you're much better off coming in the day when you can really take your time.
Yeah.
Oh, those like little star lanterns are
they're
cute.
really pretty, yeah.
Oh my God, the
blue vine
smells so good. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But this is the tree. Yeah, we saw this yesterday.
All lit up last night.
But
yeah.
It's super pretty.
Yeah. No, it is really pretty. Everything's all twinkly.
No, we're gonna just explore a little bit and see what we see without all the crowds. And now we are headed back to the yarn store that Marissa was at yesterday, because today I wrote a backpack, so I'm gonna put whatever Marissa buys. And Marissa's navigating. So.
Which, if you've been here before, is always a little dangerous. But I think it's just right here, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. It's pretty close. So.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm getting, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I really didn't make up my mind last night, and I had totally intended to look up some patterns, because generally if I go to a yarn store, I like to have an idea in mind of what I'm going to make with it. But I didn't do that, so.
Yeah, but Marissa likes to get yarn in places we go, so.
Do you see the little puppy?
Little puppy, yeah.
Heck.
But yeah, she likes to get yarn from places we go so she can make something and have that as a like, sort of like a souvenir.
Like Grant's neon green hat he's wearing is yarn we got in Bath, in England.
Yeah, this hat.
Which, that yarn has been the bane of my existence since we got it. Because our dog, I got 4 hanks of yarn, and my dog somehow ate all of them, and untangling them has been an absolute nightmare. So.
But anyway, we've made it here to, what is this called? Wool?
Rodell. So we just got out of the yarn shop. It's a little too small in there. I don't know if Grant was sneakily filming.
I filmed it a little bit yesterday, so I can show a tiny bit of that clip yesterday when we were in there.
Lovely little yarn shop called Rodell, something to that effect. I don't know how to pronounce it, but lovely, huge selection, really reasonable prices, especially compared to what we've seen in some other European cities.
Yeah, what did we spend? Yeah, it wasn't that much.
Yeah, I got 2 skeins of a wool acrylic worsted weight, because I want to make a hat of like a lavender and a eggplant purple, and then there was what's the word I'm trying to think of?
The multicolored thing?
There's a multicolor one of a very, very, very fine. So we're going to see what we can do with that. I have no idea.
And you also got some buttons.
I also got some buttons for a sweater I'm currently making. So I got all sorts of good things.
And all that was?
36.
Yeah, it was like 43 US dollars or something. So you've spent way more on less wool in other places.
For sure. So really good deal. So next up, we are going over to Odeonsplatz because Grant found a medieval style Christmas market over there.
We were up there yesterday and we were like, oh, weird, there's no Christmas markets up here. But it turns out there was one kind of in like a little square or near it
that we missed.
That is a medieval Christmas market. So we're going to check that out.
We're going to go find that.
Yeah.
So that's what we're up to, and my wool hat that I made is getting very itchy on my face. So we're gonna try and not wear it for a little bit. So yeah, it's a lovely day so far. It doesn't feel as cold.
It felt colder like before we were in that wool store.
And then it was so hot in there, we were both sweating. So, yeah.
Okay, we've made it to the medieval Christmas market, which is just like, Odeonsplatz is just like down there, so it was like 30 seconds from here. It's a couple of minutes before it officially opens, so it's a little quiet in here, but you can tell already that it's like...
Very different theming.
Very different. All the styling even of all the stalls, right?
What time is it?
It's like a couple of minutes to 11. But yeah, even like some of the vendors and stuff you can see here are like dressed like differently.
Dressed up, and they've got.
It's almost like
like all those stands are wooden.
It's almost like a Ren Fair mixed with a Christmas market.
Yeah, I think that's a really good description. It's a Ren Fair Christmas market.
I love how like there's like the statue that's obviously always here, just right in the middle.
Yeah. I feel a little funny walking in here before it's open. I feel like we're getting stared at.
The thing's like open. It's fine. What?
Nothing.
Like the things are open, so I think you're allowed to walk. Weapons and armor, like they even sell kind of like
kitty, like play swords and stuff.
Oh, there's like a stage and stuff too. I wonder if
cute.
they do like performances or something. Yeah.
Spatzel?
Yeah, this is cute. It's obviously it's different than the other ones style-wise. Huh?
Yeah. I think this is maybe a mini version of what we can expect.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Yeah, because the ones, when we go to Stuttgart, they have their own Christmas market, but a couple of neighboring towns, there's one called Esslingen, and I forget the other one's name, but there's one that's like a medieval market, and then in a neighboring town, and then there's one that's like a Baroque Christmas market in another town. Little dragons.
Little draggies.
So they have, a couple of neighboring towns in smaller towns have one styled like this.
Yeah.
Apparently. So Oh, that's cute.
This is very cute. There's like a stand of like quills.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all just like old, it's all
Old
medieval stuff.
Stuff. This is so cute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan.
Oh, there's like a beer one over there.
That's what I was pointing out to you.
I thought you were pointing out to this one, but
No.
no. Down here.
No, down here there's a little beer meister.
I have been surprised that their Christmas markets don't have more beer.
Yeah, I think the Glühwein takes center stage. Wurstbrasserie.
Yeah.
At least the like costumes here look pretty warm. Just like a wool dress.
Yeah. Yeah, these are really cute.
Yeah. Could have a cheeky little
The
beer.
Beermeister. Oh, that's cute.
This is adorable. Yeah, it's not quite open yet,
No.
100%. But other people are starting to wander in. Mm-hmm. So I feel less funny.
No, at least we got a little bit of a sense of what it looks like, and
Yeah.
like even look at this like this little hut here.
Yeah.
Look at those. There's like statues on the side.
Yeah, it's all like wood carved.
That's really cool. It's a lot more detail in every stall here.
Yeah.
Even just all like these.
It doesn't feel as, and I'm completely making this up and I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel as like corporate.
Yeah. It's cool that it does show the different, that there's a lot of different variety, even just here in Munich, of the different markets. Yeah. Okay, we're back in Marienplatz. We're just waiting for our Schnitzel place to open. It's not quite lunchtime yet. It's like 11:30 or something like that. So just got a little cheeky Glühwein again. I got the red wine today. Better than the white wine, I think.
Which is interesting because you're not a red wine
I'm not a
person.
red wine person, but when it comes to Glühwein, I think it's better.
It's the superior choice.
But yeah. Yep. It's just nice when it's cold out.
Yeah.
But no, the view in this market is very pleasant. Looking up at the Glockenspiel.
Yeah. One thing I've been thinking about, something we knew before this trip, but we didn't like think it all the way through, is the fact that we've talked about how in Germany they're not necessarily as card friendly. It's a lot better than it used to be, but like you can still find a lot of places are cash only, like the place we're going for lunch.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot more coin in some ways than the US because I think it's what the 1, 2, and 5 euro are coin. And so
I don't know about, yeah, it's definitely 1 and 2. I don't know.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark. And we have all my stuff in my tiny little wallet, but it's not really big enough for that many bills and or coin. And so, yeah, maybe bring a slightly larger wallet. That's better fit for that. Because we knew about it, but we just didn't think it all the way through. And now my wallet is like bursting at the seams.
And yeah, hot tip for if you need just like a tiny bit of cash out, go to some of these Glühwein stalls and get like pay with card.
Yeah.
Because like what we just did, so it was for 2 Glühweins, it was 20 euro, but 10 euro of that is the deposit for the cups. So if you bring the cups back, they just give you cash.
Yeah.
So you can get 10 euro cash out easily without going to an ATM if you just need a little bit of cash. We had some cash, but we've used it as a way to top up our cash without having to get too much.
Yeah. All right, so we're at Andy's Krablergarten, the Schnitzel place, and our lunch arrived.
Yeah, we decided to split. We had researched this, and we decided to split a Schnitzel because this.
Here's my
Massive.
hand for size comparison.
Massive. Looks awesome though. And we got a side of Spätzle. So.
All right, I'm
dig
gonna
in.
start. I feel like you should have this side.
All right, we're gonna dig in.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah, this is the Bavarian. They have many varieties. This is the Bavarian Schnitzel, which is that just has a sweet mustard over the sort of marinated on the meat. Really good. Try some of this Spätzle. Oh yeah, this hits the spot. Yeah.
Was this find worth it?
I think so. Okay, so we're eating our meal, and I had to start filming again because Marissa Cryacam has started.
I'm fine.
So to show you a review of this meal, we've actually done a pretty good dent. I'm finishing off a little bit here, but this has reached the Marissa Cry test, which means it's.
There's only one other documented instance on the YouTube.
Yep.
Of meat crying,
Yep.
which was gyoza in Kyoto at the market there. This is
Best meal so far.
Yeah, and I also, like, we haven't really talked about it, but ever since, like, that happened in Norway that we won't talk about, I haven't really been eating very well.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been able to eat a lot. And, like, this is, like, the first time I've really eaten a significant amount.
This trip is helping stretch your stomach back again.
Yeah, and, like, this is just so good, and it's hitting the spot, and it's just lovely. Like, Fix a Girl's Appetite Center to Germany. The only other times recently I've had the Marissa Cry response is at our friend Dave's restaurant, because he makes, like, the best sandwiches.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glowing endorsement of Andy's.
Yep. Marissa Cry Cam, number 2.
Whew, that was amazing.
Oh my God, that meal almost killed me, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, definitely go to Andy's.
Yeah.
If you want like a schnitzel the size of like,
Rhode
not
Island.
even of your face, like 2 faces. It's like.
It's a schnitzel the size of Rhode Island.
So it definitely
split it.
Like we saw like a couple of people next to us got their own, and they both like, I don't think they both finished.
No, the guy finished it.
The guy did, okay.
But the woman got it to go.
Yeah, it's, unless you're extremely hungry, split it.
Like if you haven't eaten in 2 days, then go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think we're gonna go take a nap now.
Yeah, we're kind of ready for we're in a bit of a food coma now.
The itis, as it were, for anyone that watched the Boondocks in college.
But no, that was good. Like, yeah, we ended up, it comes with either French fries, I think you get like a salad or some sort of pasta on the side. We just got French fries. We ate a little bit of the French fries, but we chose to get a side of Schnitzel.
It was so good.
Which, if you don't know what Schnitzel is, it's essentially like kind of like a pasta.
Yeah,
Is the easiest way to say it?
It's somewhere between a pasta and a dumpling.
Yeah, but really good. If you've never had it before, I definitely recommend trying Schnitzel.
Yeah.
Theirs was
just,
very simple
like,
and
buttery
plain.
and with some parsley on it, and it was like really good. The texture was perfect, very flavorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fan. And it went perfectly with the Schnitzel.
With it. Yeah.
It was lovely.
Yeah, that was a good trip. Like there's like 10 different varieties of Schnitzel as well that you can get. So there's definitely a lot of options. You can get like a spicy one. You can get.
We're going this way.
Oh, once it's go this way this time. Okay. Sorry, Marissa's navigating well. I'll hold the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like one with a mushroom sauce, one that's a bit spicy.
Yeah.
One with a fried egg on top, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Never
there.
heard of that one before, but that's their specialty. They do have some non-schnitzel items, but I think pretty much everyone gets schnitzel.
Like, why wouldn't you?
And they do have an adorable
teddy bear.
I took a photo of it. Yeah, they have an adorable little teddy bear that is eating schnitzel as their like logo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely recommend if you feel like some schnitzel while you're in Munich. But yeah, I think we're just gonna wander back to Marienplatz to get the train back to the hotel. We're probably gonna take a little nap before heading back out to explore probably the Christmas market's winter festival at the Oktoberfest grounds. So eating so much food, I think we need a little nap now.
Yeah. All right, so we are back at the hotel after that incredible lunch, and I thought I'd show some of the shopping we did this morning.
Mm-hmm. So
at the yarn store, I got 3 different kinds of yarn. I got these 2 that are the same type. It's a 75% acrylic, 25% wool blend. I love these purple colors. They're just lovely and like just really rich and very soft. And so these are worsted weight yarns. And then I found this. This is like the most, it's like lace weight. So I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. It's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, but it's got this lovely like mandala like ombre effect to it. And this was on sale. This cake is normally €22.99, and it was on sale for 16. So fabulous deal there. I also got some buttons for a sweater I'm already working on. So that's it that I got at the yarn store. I'm very excited. I might try and make a hat out of this because my current hat's very itchy. And then the other thing we got, so Grant mentioned earlier that everywhere we go, we try and get a magnet. So of course we had to get a magnet from Munich. So we got this. It just seemed perfect because we met in Munich and fell in love in Munich. So these little kissing figures seemed perfect.
It's really cute.
Cool. That was our shopping this morning. Yeah. So I think we're going to take a little break, little nap.
Yep.
Little naparoni and cheese.
Yeah, rest up before we head back out. We just needed to rest our feet and everything and just let that food settle in. We've made it to what they call Tollwood Winter Festival.
I'm moving my umbrella so you can
it's
see
very
more.
it's very rainy, but I'll show you.
It's not that rainy.
No, it's a little bit rainy, but so essentially they've set up. This is where Oktoberfest is,
And fun fact, so when you come to Oktoberfest, they have all these giant tents. Those are not permanent structures. They start putting this up in July, and then day after Oktoberfest ends, they tear it down.
So but they obviously put up non-Oktoberfest tents.
Yeah, these are like
throughout the
normal
year.
event
Yeah.
wedding tents.
So, so apparently this is kind of not as traditional Christmas market, but a more like international sort of winter festival.
Yeah.
So we just want to check it out. We have a soft spot for Oktoberfest grounds.
Yeah. It was, as I was saying to Grant as we walked up, it was unnecessary but very sweet of them to take the place where we met and zhuzh it up and make it like more romantic and like with Christmas lights and stuff. Just for us. Unnecessary but very appreciated.
Yeah. No, this is cool though. Yeah, it's much bigger and spread out than the ones in town. Look, even this like little. There's a lot more. There's like seating and stuff all over here.
Yeah, no, this is cute.
And then it looks like there's different tents that have different stuff going on.
Yeah.
Which says there's indoor parts to it too. That I think some of them are like more craft focused or more like music or whatever.
There's an entire tent for like kids to do crafts, which I think is cute.
Lots of potato in this place.
Must be some sort of hot potato.
All raclette cheese. Over there.
Yeah. Hot cocoa.
This is pretty cool.
Grant.
Yeah.
I see an Augustiner truck.
Oh heck.
So we're just gonna cheeky wander down this way.
Crepes.
Cocktails, some Korean fried chicken.
Definitely more international.
Yeah. Hexenkessel.
Hexenkessel, yeah. Well, we can see what it is, I guess.
Oh, it sounds like
so
it's an Augustiner like tent, I think.
Yeah.
So we left the Tollwood, which is the Weissen market thing.
Yeah, we didn't end up like feeling it like in terms of food or drink or anything. It was kind of like just like a fair.
Yeah, it was like any like fair on a fair like festival at like your county fairground out of fair season. It's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, so we're like we don't want to waste the last night in Munich just sort of eating random food there. So we're doing, we're not actually very hungry, and we're like we kind of just want a beer, and we're like let's just go back to where we started this trip.
Yeah.
Okay. We're just gonna go to Hofbrauhaus and get like a pretzel and get a beer. So
we're gonna
that's what we feel like.
Bookend it nicely.
Yeah.
Which are there other places we could have gone? Of
Definitely.
course. But we're also just tired and like didn't feel like having to find something.
Yeah, we didn't need to go to like a sit-down restaurant. We just kind of want to go sit and just get whatever we feel like. And,
And
So,
this is just easy.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
Yep. All right, we finished up at Hofbrauhaus. It was a fun final evening in Munich, right? We had a couple beers. We we did like dinner in reverse order because we weren't hungry. We went there and we were like, let's just get a pretzel. And then the pretzel at the same time turned into a apple strudel.
Yeah.
So we ate
As you
that.
do.
And then we're like, we got another beer and we're like, no, we should probably, have some more food.
Grant, I think you need to be a little more
we just had a couple of beers. It wasn't many.
Transparent about what we mean by a couple of beers.
A couple of
liters
of beer. Yeah.
We had 2 liters of beer each. So the fact that we are able to enunciate right now is honestly quite impressive.
Yeah, but when we got the second beer, we're like, we're gonna be sensible with this. So we got a an actual meal portion of Spatzel, which what we had earlier today as a side, we got like a full it was like a cheesy,
It was mac and cheese.
oniony. Yeah, it was like mac and cheese. It was actually really good.
Yeah.
But no, it was a fun evening. A nice way to end Munich. It's like it was like not too busy in there, which was nice. It was like there was a lot of people, but not like the normal
It wasn't
Hofbrauhaus
as
level.
slammed or as loud.
Yeah. But no, it was a good time. It was a nice way to wrap up our time in Munich. So
One short thing, I just want to shout out myself. I made my sweater. Look at this. Look how
it's a
cool
nice
this
sweater.
is.
Yeah, look at this sweater.
I'm very impressed. It's the first time I've worn it, so that's it. That's my shout out. Thanks.
It looks good.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you for watching this vlog. We are leaving Munich tomorrow, and we are jumping on the train again, and we're going to Stuttgart for...
Where neither of us have been before.
Never been to Stuttgart before, so we're going there. We're going to be there a couple of nights, so one full day and then like a half day sort of tomorrow. So we're going to go to the Stuttgart Christmas market likely in the next vlog tomorrow.
And then some local towns have other Christmas markets, so we're going to try and hit those as well.
Yeah, some smaller, different, there's a Baroque market and a medieval market.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, so some different kind of, I'm really curious to see, because Munich, we're obviously the biggest, a very big city Christmas markets that we've been to so far. So
these have a little bit more personality and aren't as corporate. So we're going to see what happens. So I'm excited.
So make sure you subscribe so you can see those future Stuttgart videos. And then we're also going to have one in Frankfurt after that. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.